Hey everybody, welcome to Live Coding with Jesse. Today we're going to work on our side drawer, and we're using MaterialUI to give us components to use material design for our React project. So just to get everyone up to speed on the work that's been done since yesterday's stream, we have some testing available now. So if you check out the GitHub repo, the link's in the description. But if you check out the repo, you'll see Harshit added some tests for the pages that we have so far. And I think that was pull request 19. So you can see exactly what he changed if you go to the pull request. And Harshit also added in, or I should say, got these all styled properly and used, I believe, Flexbox to align these instead of, what did I use? I think I was using just some fixed alignment before, which actually, now that I look at this, that would have been weird. I didn't realize that we weren't using a fixed header. So, are we using fixed here? No, we're not. Huh. For some reason I thought we were. Oh well, I was mistaken. So now I realize why everyone was telling me not to use position fixed. That would make no sense since we don't have a fixed app bar at the top. So my mistake, I thought we did have fixed. That's why I went with position fixed instead of position absolute. But it doesn't matter now. So you can check out everything that changed. If you look at the GitHub repo, check out the last two pull requests. As of right now, all the issues are closed, so I'm going to try to get some more issues up there, and that way if anybody wants to give their advice or discuss how we're going to do something, then you can comment on the issues, or if you'd like to to write some code or anything, then go ahead and take one of those issues and try it out. Okay, it looks like... Alright, Adam says the video is not working. It's paused. Is it like that for everybody? Is anybody else having trouble with the video? Let me know. Everything looks alright from my end, but I could try to change something. Let's see. What else? World says YouTube notifications aren't working. Occasionally YouTube notifications don't work for the videos if I start them, if I schedule the stream within an hour of when I'm actually going to start the stream. It seems like the notifications don't always work. Yeah, you know what, I didn't get a notification saying I was going to stream, but I got one when I did start the stream, so it's on my phone. So that's the problem. I was just caught up doing some work on some other projects and didn't get the stream scheduled till later. I'll try to schedule it earlier tomorrow, and then hopefully everybody will get the notifications. Let's see. Exactly. So I'm just scrolling through the live chat really quickly. Hey everybody, I see a lot of people saying hi. You can find, if you want to know when the best way to figure out when the stream goes live, so a few people were talking about that. Number one, you can subscribe to this channel, the freeCodeCamp YouTube channel, and if you have your notifications turned on, then you should get a notification both before I stream and then when I stream. Also, if you follow me on Twitter, which my a link to my Twitter account, I believe, is in the description to this video. If you follow me on Twitter, I always post on Twitter, so I always tweet about what I'm going to do that day during the stream, and I try to do that so when I schedule the stream, immediately after I tweet about it. So those are the best two ways to find out. Let's see. Alright, so I'm going to get started, and then I'll answer some questions in the live chat. So I do see some questions there already. So hang on. We're going to do 25 minutes of coding, and then I'll take a 5-minute break. I'll answer as many questions as I can. We'll do another 25 minutes of coding, and then after that, I'll answer all the questions that are in the live chat. So if you can stick around, I'll answer your question. If for some reason you can't watch until I get to your question, just check out the recording of the video later on. And I'll answer your question, no matter what, whether or not you're still around. And the recording is usually available a few minutes after I end the stream. All right, so let me switch to this screen, and you can see some of the additions here. Okay, so I'm going to make a few adjustments, with the size and everything, but for now this is looking good. We don't have the actual links in here yet. These aren't real links yet, and then our search doesn't work. But right now we're not pulling any data, so I'm not as worried about the search. We are going to make it so that when you click on this little text input opens up here, and then you can close it. So that's going to happen at some point, but like I said, I'm not that worried about getting the search going until we actually have data and can test it out. So this is what we have so far for our side drawer. Oops, let me set my timer here for 25 minutes. This is what we have so far for the side drawer. So what we're going to do. Actually, let me start my server for ngrok. And I'm going to paste the link in the live chat now, and you all can check out the site as we're editing it. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay, so the ngrok server is working. I see a lot of connections on there. So check that out. You can open that up in your own browser, use DevTools, and as soon as anything changes locally for me, it'll refresh and change for you as well. All right, so here's what we're going to add. The logo is good. That's actually, I like the size on that. That's fine. We're going to have in this position a search bar. And that'll end up being, I do believe, let's see what mobile. So I need to think about what we're going to do for mobile. Yeah, right now we have nothing going on in terms of a change up here. So I'm not going to worry about that for today's stream. But what I'm thinking is we're going to have to cut some things out to make this look all right on mobile. This search button is going to be cut out. But then we'll have one here on the sidebar, so there will be a search available. That'll save some space and decrease kind of the complexity of, where do these things go, or the logo. Where does this all go whenever we want to expand this? So we don't even have to worry about that at all. So we're going to have that search input, and then below it, we're going to have menu items, but they're all going to be nested. So you'll be able to click it and then see sub-menu items below. And that'll be nice because it'll allow us to include a lot of links. There'll be a visual hierarchy, so immediately users will be able to tell what section something belongs to. And also it won't be overwhelming at first. So potentially there could be a lot of links on this site. So the current site, it's franciscan.edu. The current site has a ton of links, a lot of different menus. So it can be overwhelming to some users if they're not sure where to find something. This is going to be much simpler at first look, but then as you click through the different levels, you'll be able to see a lot. But hopefully by kind of by nesting these things, it should make it kind of a nicer navigation experience. It looks like something's broken. Philip says it's broken. Blake says it's broken. What's broken? The ngrok server? Let me know if that's it. If the site's broken, the ngrok server's broken, let me know. If it's working for some people, let me know as well. Justin says, "Wow, what a beautiful school." So maybe you looked up the website. So good for you for sticking around through that long load time for the main website right now. But yeah, the school looks very nice. We're kind of up on a hill and just kind of surrounded by trees and things, and the grounds crew that does a really nice job of landscaping too, so it's a nice little campus. Alright, cool. So let me try to fix ngrok. If I can get it fixed here in just a minute or two, then I think it's worth it. If I can't get it fixed within a minute or so, then we're just probably just not going to use it. Let's see. Okay, ngrok is at an older point in time, maybe. Oh, okay. That was it. It looks like ngrok is at an older point, so goodness. Yeah, so this keeps happening occasionally. Any idea how we can fix this? Right now, the only way I can get this to work is if I restart the server, and I can't just restart immediately. I have to stop it, wait for like 10 seconds, and then restart it. If I restart it too fast, it doesn't work. It's really weird. So this is gonna be a significant drawback for us if this keeps happening frequently. Alright, so let me restart this now. I've had it off for a little bit. Okay, I think it should work. No, it did not work. Alright, yes. Okay, it worked this time. So check it out. See if it works now on your version of ngrok. So it generates next server render dynamic class names. Class name conflicts. Okay, so Harsh is saying there are class name conflicts, which, okay, let's see. I'm checking out the error log now. Interesting. Alright, well maybe I'll have to look that up and see if other people are having the same issue and if they found any solution. There's not really any obvious errors that I'm seeing on the console. I just had it open on my other screen. There are some errors, but it looked like they weren't exactly related. Oh, actually now I just opened it again. There's a lot more errors. Wow. Okay, well let's get started on actually working on this sidebar, and then maybe sometime before tomorrow's stream I'll try to figure out what's going on and get that working properly. Alright, so I guess we could put in Let's put in our nested items first, because I have this page open on the MaterialUI documentation now. So we'll go with that first, and then we'll do that that input. I think the search input will be slightly more complicated, so let's get something done first and then tackle that. Okay, so here's our nested list. This is how it will end up working. So you see when we click it, we have a change in that icon. Our menu items appear slightly indented. Okay, and then we click it again and it closes. So that's exactly what we want. Alright, so let's copy. We need our expand more and expand less. And we need our collapse. List item. Alright, let's grab. Let's grab all of this. We're not going to need it all, but we'll remove some of it. But for now, we're going to grab all of that, copy it, and then paste it over here into our drawer component. So we already have that drawer.js component in our components folder. And okay, we have our list items here, which is awesome. So we can remove it. Yeah, we can remove it from here. And I'm not sure if we're going to use the subheader. I'm going to leave it in for now. We need the collapse. We don't need these icons, the inbox or the drafts icon, or the send icon. We need the expand icons, and we need a divider. Yeah, I think we will use the divider as well. Okay. So you have those in here. Now we could add. Let's add this nested in. Alright, and this is going to give us that indentation for our nested items. Actually, just it's odd. I'm going to try this. This isn't exactly how it had it in the example. Hold on a second. Let me see how we have this in AppBar. Okay, we are using the styles theme in AppBar. Hardship. Why are we doing it like this in AppBar.js, but then in drawer we're not? So we're not using theme. Can we use theme? Will it make us? Will it make a difference either way? I'm asking Hardship because he's the one that implemented a lot of this. Let's see a place where we're actually trying to bring these styles in. Okay, so classes list. Alright, seems like it's working in the same way. Classes root. Okay, it seems like we're using it in the same way. So let's give it a shot, see if it works. Now we need click. Let's see which one we want. There we go. Alright, so we want this list item and then the collapse. And we need to nest that within a list. So we already have a list, and we have our list item with our logo, and then we have this other list item here, which we're going to overwrite for now. Okay, great. So we need to add a click handler and state to make sure we have. Okay, good. Temperature. All right, and we're gonna have to switch this. Yeah, we're gonna have to change this. Oops. All right, so right now we need to change this to, goodness. All right, we're gonna have to make some changes. So let's see. First off, we need to make this class temporary drawer extends React component extends React component, and then we're not going to be able to do things like this. Let's see how we have this. We need state. We need this click. So let's grab these. And okay, so let's put these in first. Whoops, let's get rid of these for now. Nice. Let's see. So we need our, yeah. So we can put these here, and then within our render function, and we can have this, and then we're going to need a return. Oops. Oh, you know what? We already had a return. I didn't even see that. Okay, so we should be alright if I remove this and let's take out this, and we're gonna need one more. Yeah, one more bracket, and that should be it. Alright, I'm not going to worry too much about formatting since we have the auto formatting set up. Actually, it's odd that I'm not getting a ton of warnings right now. That's weird. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what kind of errors we're getting. Theme is not defined. Oops. Okay. Why do I even try to use theme? Oops, here. Okay, so let me pass in theme. How do we do this? There we go. Oops. And super must be either null or in a function not undefined. Where am I using that? All right, let me check. Alright, I'm checking the live chat. Harshit's got a lot of words with all caps in here, so let me see. Let me read through some of this. He's got way other passes props. Let's see. Okay, that's alright, so I'm trying to figure out what Harsha was saying. They are passed as, these are passed as props. I remove this. Alright, so Harsha, I'm not sure what I was doing at the time you were saying the things you did in the live chat. So at this point, what are you suggesting then? Let's see, temporary drawer extends. I probably messed up something as I was copying and pasting everything. Let's see. Open. This is nested. What's my error message now? P5D4. Okay, that's where my it looks like this is what default style. See. In case you haven't watched this stream before, part of the purpose of the stream is to show me at my normal daily job making mistakes and trying to work through them. So I don't practice this ahead of time. So that's why I'm just kind of working through this right now. Let's see, temporary. Alright, well, I ought to make sure at least that I copied everything that I needed from here. Oh, shoot. Alright, let's see what that did. I'm still getting the same error, but that should have been changed anyway. Oh, you know what? Shoot, I have this state open. Alright, let's see. What's this? So Harshit submitted a PR about this. Alright, so I have Harsh's PR open on another screen here. Const styles equals theme. Which DrawerJS component vendor. Alright, so Harshit, let me check the live chat. Where React component? Oh my goodness, this is the problem. Alright, well that was one problem. Okay, great. Yeah, so sorry about that. I was looking through Harshit's stuff and I'm like, my stuff looks exactly the same, but it was the capital. So Diogo, thank you so much for catching that. And Harshit, thanks for that as well. And let's see. Okay, and also, Harshit's saying you don't need the handle click. Okay. All right, my timer. So my 25-minute timer is up. So let's do a short break right now, 5 minutes. I'm going to go to the live chat, answer any questions you all have. Then we'll come back, sort out these errors, and move on from there. Let's see. So random person says, "What is MaterialUI from, and what do you need to get it?" Okay, so MaterialUI. Did I not? I don't know what happened with that. Anyway, I thought I set it to the 5-minute one. So MaterialUI is a framework. Let's see if I can get it. So it's just a bunch of React components that are styled in the Material Design style. So it's free to use. You can you bring it into your project, with npm. So you can npm install, bring it into your project, and just follow their documentation to, have kind of these pre-built components. So it really helps save a lot of time. It would take quite a while to build out all the components that they offer. So it's really helpful. And yeah, if you have any more questions about it, let me know. But I check out the docs. They're pretty straightforward. Philip says, should I just merge master to my fork to have it all updated? Yeah, if you have forked the project, you'll definitely want to periodically update your fork with what's in the main repo. That way, if you do end up submitting a pull request, then there'll be much less chance of having a bunch of merge conflicts. Anthony says, ask, do you know all programming language? No, I know JavaScript, and I know a little bit of PHP. I've done built some WordPress plugins and been able to handle form submissions, file uploads, just basic, very basic security on handling file uploads in PHP. I've done a little bit with Python, nothing like really basic stuff. I've done a tiny bit with Java on kind of just messing around with making a game with Java. And I've also done a little bit with C# and some with C++. So that's the extent of my programming knowledge. So the only programming language that I would even say that I'm at all good with is JavaScript. But I know enough about a lot of other ones that I could like kind of get through like reading a little bit of it and figuring out what's going on. Christopher asks, how many projects do you usually work on at once? I usually have 2 or 3 going at once. Almost always there's like one main one and some other ones that I'm just fixing things on. Currently, in any given week right now, in terms of the last few weeks, I've worked on this project. We have 2 other React projects that I'm working on. And I just have some styling stuff to do on a Salesforce-based project, and I'm helping out someone in the IT department with some styling and just kind of like going through some old code and doing basically some code cleanup stuff. So is that like five projects right now that I can think of that I'm working with? But like I said, this one isn't even my main one right now in terms of what I spend my time on outside of the stream. So this is the only project that I'm streaming consistently right now. The other projects are what I spend most of my time on outside the stream, and that's mainly because those projects need to be done sooner. And then also, I think it's kind of nicer to do most of the work for this on the stream, and then that way you all get to see a lot of it, and there's not like really huge periods of change, like where I have to spend most of the stream just explaining all the things that changed. So sometimes that happens, and I got to do a lot of work outside the stream just to get projects done on time. But for now, when we're kind of in the beginning stages, I'll try to work on other stuff and then save this project for the stream. All right, so my 5-minute timer is up. So let's get back to this code and get past some of these errors, and then I'll come right back to where I left off in the live chat. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay, so we got our 25-minute timer started. Let's check out. Code is not defined. All right, let's check this out. And okay, Harshit, I see that you merged the or you submitted the pull request. I'd kind of like to work through this like on the stream, and with everybody. So I'm not going to merge it right now on the stream. I may end up merging it later if we can't get this to work like right on the stream. But for right now, list item icon is not defined. Whoops, I forgot to take out these icons. So of course that's not going to work. Okay, so if you remember, I copied and pasted a lot of this, and then I removed a lot of the imports. Well, I removed the imports, but I forgot to take them out here. So it's looking for them, and it can't find them. So let's go to where, all right, this was here. This starts what we brought in, right? So we have inbox icon. Let's remove that component. And I think there's one more. actually there might be two more. So the star border, we don't need that. And where's the last one? I'm gonna see it. Maybe there wasn't another one. I thought there was. Alright, let's see if that did anything. Where am I bringing this in? 55. Oh, goodness. I didn't even see that. Okay. There we go. Alright, let's see what we get now. Whoops. Okay, awesome. So, whoops. Yeah, so I am messing something up. So I see Harshit was saying something about I added in some extra stuff that I didn't need to. So I guess I copied over more than I needed to. Let me go back to that list. So let's check out. So he's talking about state. So he's saying I copied over more than I needed to in terms of handling the state. So let's check this out. And state open true. Let's see what we're doing here with our state open. Alright, so Harshit, in your PR, let's see, did you put in... Oh, okay, so you did not bring in, at least from what I'm seeing... Okay, so this was just converting it from stateless functional to a class. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so Harshit explained a bit. Okay, that's what I was thinking as well. So basically, I'm sure you all saw this already, but even before I did. But right now we have open for state. But we have a conflict, right? So we're using names. We should not be using the same name. So I think the simplest thing is for me to change this. Open items, and then we'll leave all the drawer stuff alone, and then down here we'll change this to open items, and let's see if that works for us. Oops. Okay, so I mean that's working in terms of this, but why are we getting... Did we have this set? You know, we must have this set to close on click, on menu item click. So let's... Let's check out the documentation for our, I guess for our drawer. And let's see. We don't have the responsive drawer. This is the one we have. Alright, so let's see. Really, we want the API actually, so let's go down to this drawer API and see salvation on request close. Maybe it's not on here. You transition route on click, leave it like that. Okay. Yeah, so Harshit, I see what you're saying. You know, for this one, I definitely wanted to do that. So I want it to close automatically because we are going to transition route. But for this, I don't want it to happen here. This is, so we need to change it for just these ones. Because those won't actually be links. Let's see what we have here. List item. Actually, did we bring in list subheader? I was thinking about changing these to list subheaders. Let's see what we have here. These are lists. I can't find our list. There it is. List item, list text. Oops, you know, we're in the API section anyway. There we go. Where are we using the list subheader? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I don't want that as a subheader. Alright, Diogo says check the trigger on this menu item. Okay, let's this. So right now we have, this is our menu item. It's this handle click. This is our click handler here. But what do we have? Are we passing this anything up? Toggle drawer. Yeah, actually we are. Let's check out our layout component. And state drawer. Okay, so we are passing that down. The state is held here in the parent component. So you see, in the parent component we have state drawer. False means it's closed, true would be open, and then we have that toggle drawer here. So on drawer we're passing down whether or not it's open or closed, right? So by default we're passing down false, and then we're also passing this toggle drawer down. So the event will come up here and call this function. It'll change the state, and then that'll get passed back down. So let's go back to our drawer, and on request close toggle drawer, and then we have on click toggle drawer. Okay, so basically we have our on click for toggle drawer here. But we don't want it there. Let me try. Okay, so basically anywhere I click within that div, yeah, it'll close this drawer. So I hate to do it like this, but I'm not really sure. I'm just not really sure what to do. Let's see if, let's just try it, see if we can put it on this list item. Let's see if this will work. Alright, so we click here, nothing happens. We click here, it closes. Great. Okay, that's what we want. Let's see if I can. Alright, so I can hit enter here, and that does that, but then if I can't. Let's see if I can tab. Trying to tab down to start. Alright, so I can't tab down to that menu item. Alright, so I don't really like that. So but this works, but the only thing I'm worried about is I can't tab down to this item using the keyboard. It like highlights both of these, like the whole thing, and I can't navigate like that. So it would be nicer if I could have it work so that you could navigate by keyboard alone. We can work on that, but for now, this is closer to what we want. Not perfect. Okay. Alright, so let me just go over what just happened in case I kind of was going around too fast, which sometimes when I get into it and I think I'm almost like found a solution, I do go too fast. So basically what was happening is we had this containing div here, right, that contains everything inside this drawer, right, at least all the items. So it wasn't stretching the full length, but it basically from here to here, everything in here was within that div. So if you clicked on anything in this area, it triggered a close. So what we did was we just moved that from this containing div down to this item, this list item, and now you can click on this or this and it does not automatically close the drawer, but if we click on this item, right, on start, it does close the drawer. Now what we probably should do is move these, now that I look at it, so here's the list item, and then we have a list underneath here, and we'll keep adding items to this list. So it'll be better if I think we end up putting these classes, these toggle classes here on this list. That way we won't have to put it on every single list item, because we may end up having quite a few items here. So this will be a lot nicer to do it like this. So I'm going to move those. Let's test it out. So I can still click here, this works, and then that works. Wonderful. Okay, awesome. Very cool. Alright, so I have about 10 minutes left. Let's see about adding in, yeah, let's try to add in this search input. Let's see if there's any examples. No, I don't see any examples here of using a search input inside a list. Okay, so let's go. This is really small. Let me make this bigger for everybody. Whoa. Okay, let's go to our forms, or text fields is the name of this section. So we're going to go to our text field and let's grab one. We're going to want one with an icon. So let's see if they have that. Input adornments. Okay, this is probably what we want. The input adornment. So just going to quickly scroll through and make sure. Okay, so this is probably what we want. Let's check it out. And it looks like input adornment. Okay, great. So we can just add in an icon here within this input adornment component, and we specify the position, which in this case end will work for us. Great. Okay, so let's form control. Alright, let's copy all of this for now. We're going to have to edit this, of course. Whoops, not all of that. Alright, let's copy that and bring this over. And we're going to want this right after that that logo. So let's go with a list item. And then all of this. Now let's bring over what we need to bring in here. So form and input. That looks good. And input form control, form hypertext. Okay. That looks good. We also need to bring in an icon, and I know we're already bringing in the icon here. So where we have for the app bar, right? I thought we were bringing in an icon, weren't we? That search icon? Oh, okay. Alright, so it looks like I guess Harshit brought in an SVG icon into here. Okay, that's cool. Let's see if we can pull in a search icon though. Yeah, so we'll just grab, let's grab this and use it here. Oops, wrong component. Looks like we already, yeah, we're already bringing in some icons. Let's try search icon. Let's see if it works. So down here, whoops, where we brought in this icon button. There we go. Visibility. Oh yeah, we don't want that. We want search icon. And put that in here. Icon button. We don't need any icon. We don't need any click handler here on our icon button. We may not even need this component at all. May be able to take that out. I'll double check that, you know, afterwards. Show password. No. Yeah, we don't want it. We just want text. So we can get rid of all of this and just put text as the type. We don't need this state. Let's try this search. This state search, and on change this handle change. Let's just do handle search change. And okay, so this is going to be a controlled component. So if you're not really, if you've never worked with inputs in React, one way to do inputs is as a controlled component. So let me walk you through that. I know I've gone over this in previous streams, but I assume we have some people watching that hadn't watched previously when we've done components or controlled components. So here's what we're going to do. I actually don't really care for this ID right now. I'm just going to try to get rid of as much as possible to simplify things. You know what? I do need the ID just for the label. But I do want to change this to search, and let's change this to search. So remember, just like you can't use class, you have to use class name. You also can't use for. You need to use HTML4. So those are the two that come up most often for me. There may be some other properties on HTML properties that need to change. But for now, I can't think of any. So here's how a controlled component is going to work. If you notice, the value for this component is coming from the state. Okay, and then when we change, we're going to call this handle search change function. So let's scroll up and write that function now. So we already have this handle click, and I guess we could have just left that the name of that function as handle change, but handle search change, I guess, immediately tells you what's going on. Handle search change, and we're just going to do this set state, and we're going to do search, and let's change the state. Search. Let's go. And at first, let's just make this an empty string. And what we want to do is, let's see what we have here. Search text, this handle search. Let's see how we do this. Target. How do we do this? I like how we did this on the other one. Do we need? I'm not gonna guess. Let's just go here. Where's our app bar? On change, text field, handle search, toggle. Where's our input? Text field search, handle input change. Alright, so I'm checking out input change. Where we at? Input change. Okay, so we have this in our container component. There we go. There we go. That's where you had to do. Okay. So let me bring the target value. Okay. So that's a previous project. So here we go. There we go. So what's going to happen here is when the component first renders, it's going to get its value from state, which currently is nothing. But then when you type in the search input, it'll fire off that search function, that handle search change function. And then it'll grab the value that's just been inputted, and it'll set that as this value here for search. Okay, then the input will get its value from state, right? So it's kind of like this circle. So instead of, it's kind of weird that the input's value is always coming from state. It's not like you're directly changing the value. There's this little roundabout thing going on in the background. In terms of, from a user's perspective, it works exactly the same as a normal input, but behind the scenes, it happens like this. So that's what you would call a controlled component. Let me save that. I don't think it's going to work because I think it's still looking for some styles that I have not brought in. So let me bring in some of those styles. Let's do form control and do we have anything else without label? No, we are using a label, so I think we just need form control. So let's bring that in. And let's see if this will work for us. Nope, icon button is not defined. Oh, we didn't bring in an icon button. Alright, I'm not even sure if we're going to need icon button anyway, but let's bring it in now just to make it work since our timer already went off. Alright, great. Okay, so here's our search. So you can see we type in and we should have, let's bring over React. So in React we can see our value. So here's our value for that input, and as we change what's in the input, you can see it updates automatically. Sorry, that's kind of small. Hopefully you see that. But it's updating the state automatically, okay, it's pretty cool. And then even if I went in here to the value and change the value, is it gonna let me change it? I don't think so. Alright, it's not letting me change that text. Usually I can just click right in there and change it, but anyway, if it would let me click in there and change it, then I could update, it would automatically update in here. So not bad, pretty cool. I do need to change the label though. I never changed the label, so let me do that now, and then we'll finish up and I'll go to the live chat, and I'll make sure that I commit these changes right now so you all can see the code for them in the GitHub repo. So where are we at? Up a little bit, huh? Yeah. Okay, search. There we go. So it says search. Awesome. Obviously, we're going to change those styles a bit. We don't want that, lime green color in there. And we may actually want to change the styles a bit more. I have something else in mind. But that's going to be one of those things that is not necessary, but if we have time, it'd be cool to put it in. This looks okay. It functions. In terms of being able to input stuff, it functions. Of course, the search isn't working yet. Alright, awesome. Let's commit this. I'm going to bring over my terminal so you all can see how to commit, and you can see the test running and everything in case you're not familiar with that. So let's do a get status just to see, right? All our changes are on our drawer.js component, which is good. That's what we wanted to see. If we saw some other components that had been changed, then that would be weird. We'd want to check it out and see what had changed since we haven't worked on any other components. That may have mean that we made a mistake and accidentally edited something without realizing it. But this looks good, so we're going to do a get commit, and we're going to use the AM flag, A for add. So we're going to add the file, okay, add the changes and commit them at the same time, and then the M flag means we're going to put in the commit message as well. So let's say we add search and nested list to drawer. Okay, now it's going to run through. This part's the auto formatting. Whoa, and it looks like the subheader is defined but never lose form help protects this. Okay. All right. Not bad. This is kind of cool that this came up. So we have two errors, that we've imported things and never used them. So this is very helpful error message. It tells us exactly what component in drawer.js, and then it tells us where. So line 6 and line 14, we need to just delete them. So let's scroll up here, line 6 and line 14, which is now 13. We need to get rid of form helper text. Great. Now let's try this again. All right. So we made it through the linting, and then it passed all these tests, right? So we have a test for layout, index, and app bar. Passed all our tests, and now it's ready to go. So we go git push origin. Since we're just pushing, right to the master branch, this is a little shortcut. Normally we could say git push origin master, but this works as well. All right, now all whatever we've done now is up on the GitHub repo. You can also notice that when we left this, we had some weird indentation stuff going on. We had semicolons at the end of some of these. Really wasn't consistent. Now there are no semicolons. Our indentation is all fixed. Even down here on our components, look at this. Everything's looking nice, very consistent. Okay, that's that automatic formatting that we have. So the same thing will happen for you. If you download this repo, you can format the code however you want, but when it comes time to commit, it'll fix it all up for you and then commit it, so that everything committed to the repository will all have a uniform, consistent look. And it'll still allow you to code in whatever style that you're comfortable with, and then it'll auto format for you. I think that's really useful. You can check out our package JSON to see how that was set up. And now let me scroll back up in the live chat to where we left off, and at this point I'm going to answer all the questions. So if you don't want to stick around for the question and answer session, I totally understand. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow around the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. But if you have an extra few minutes, I'd love if you could stick around and help me answer some questions or ask some questions of your own. I definitely benefit from your expertise. Alright, so if you do have any questions, please put them in the live chat now. When I get to the bottom of the live chat, I will end the stream. So make sure you get your questions in before then. If you don't want to ask your question in front of everybody on the live chat, that's cool. I totally understand. You can always send me a direct message on Twitter or message me on any other social media platforms. Email me, whatever you want, and I'd be happy to take a shot at answering your question, more privately. Let's see. Oh, okay, cool. Harshit says he's added notifications to his Pomodoro timer. So if I refresh, it should prompt me to enable that. I guess it didn't. Let's try to do a hard refresh. That's odd. Notifications. I do have it to allow notifications. That's weird. You know what, Harshit? Maybe I've already allowed notifications, but they're just showing up on my main screen. That's probably the case, and I probably don't notice it because I'm usually looking at this screen that you all are looking at as well. So I'll have to keep my eye out on my main screen to see if that's the case. Let's see. All right, so I'm just scrolling down looking for some questions right now. Okay, there's a little bit of a discussion about binding this. So not necessarily a question for me, but I think it may be useful for some of you who are just starting out in React. So I'm just going to address this briefly. So the discussion in the live chat is about this, binding this. So if you'll notice, we don't have this super and then bind this down here for these functions. Instead, we're using arrow functions. So that's what we're doing. You know, handle click equals. We have our parentheses and then our arrow here. And then inside here, this works. Okay, so it would have been the same as if we had bound this, you know, up here. And I'm trying to find an example. I wish I had an example of us using that, but I don't think I have one that won't take me a few minutes to get to. But basically, this is all you need to do in a React component. So you don't have to worry about binding it separately. You can just do everything right here with an arrow function. So really nice, a lot shorter, and at least I think it makes things a lot easier. I always thought it was kind of cluttered up to have, you know, a bunch of stuff you're binding up at the top. At 2:30 p.m. my time, so a half hour after we started the stream, Rook got the YouTube notification that FreeCodeCamp is live. So sorry about that to anyone who didn't get their notification on time. That potentially was my fault because I scheduled the stream so late that maybe that messed it up. So I apologize if that was me. I'll try to schedule the streams earlier. Okay, Harshit says that MaterialUI is actually really hard to test in unit testing. So he's going to submit a PR, probably submit a PR with end-to-end testing. That'll be really cool if we can show on the stream the comparison between how we're doing unit testing and end-to-end testing. I'm excited to check out the difference, and because I'm very new to testing, and I think it could be helpful to some of the viewers here. And then some of you in the live chat that maybe are more experienced with testing can, you know, help explain how it's working. All right. Harshad says, "Hi Jesse, I just started Project 5 today, and I went through Project 5 Day 1. As a suggestion, please add the Project 5 Day 4, Project 5 Day 6, etc. bit at the start of the video. It's easier to read and follow in the FreeCodeCamp videos tab." Day 5. All right, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Harshad. So I'm sorry. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. I'm not understanding. So if you're still watching, could you clarify a little bit for me what exactly you'd like me to add at the start of the video? I'm also going to put these all in one playlist as well, so I'm not sure if you'd like that, if that's what you're referring to or not. But I am going to add these. I was just waiting to get a little bit more, videos. So now we're up to, what is this, 4 videos or 5? I think it's 4. So now it might be enough that I could put it in its own playlist, separately from our main live coding with Jesse playlist. All right, so change. I think we're looking at here, right? There we go. Okay, so Rook had a question about what's the debounce in that handle change function. So, so you're using Harshit set this up with debounce. Basically, what that ensures is that this function isn't firing like constantly, right? So there's going to be a little break because it doesn't really need to fire constantly, right? And Harshit used Lodash for this. So check out the Lodash docs on debounce. Okay. Harshit saying install linter and lint parser ESLint. You know what? I have. I don't understand why it wasn't working for me. It was working earlier, and I don't know if I was working on this project or if it was another project. It's possible maybe that I installed it and needed to restart, and it worked in the other window because I had opened that afterwards. So maybe I'll try to give this a restart at some point and see if it works for me then. But I did have, actually, is that working? Okay, now at least some of it's working now. So these little red dots, these are new. This is a newer, this is the newer linting. So I don't know. I don't know why it's working sometimes and not other times. Let's see. Annie Carr says, would be nice if you add issues/tasks at GitHub so we can collaborate with something. Yes, definitely. I plan on adding some more issues. We did have some issues up, but they were all closed today, so I need to add some more. But I definitely plan on doing that. So keep a lookout in the issues, especially as the project starts to get bigger. I can put a lot more issues in there. Right now, we're just starting out, so it's harder for me to come up with really specific things. But that's why I'm kind of skipping over a lot of small style changes because those are great issues, especially for beginners. And I'd like, in case anybody's interested in just kind of learning and getting started with GitHub, it would be cool to have some issues that wouldn't be super challenging for those people. And if nobody does them, then that's cool too. I can just finish those up later on. But I'll add some of those in. If I have some time today before I go home, I'll add them in. Otherwise, maybe I'll try to get to them tomorrow morning. Harshit says, Jesse, you should read the contributing file of the repo and maybe review it. Okay, yeah, I did read it before when I merged in, and it looked pretty good. I'll review it maybe more closely and check it out. But I liked what you wrote. So if you haven't checked it out already, check out the contributing file in our GitHub repo, and let me know if you have any suggestions for it, or feel free to open a pull request if you'd like to change some things. But it's pretty solid. Harshit, you did a good job on that, so thank you. Let's see. Oh, I mean the data tag. Okay, so Harshit thinks that maybe the comment earlier from Harshad about what to add on the videos is the day tag, which I'm adding on the later ones. Okay, I didn't realize that I didn't add that on the first one, so if I didn't, I'll go back and check it out. Oh, okay, so Harshit's saying I didn't add the right linting. I added standard, and I need ESLint. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Actually, let me see. Where's my... Where are my packages? Preferences and packages. Yep, that's right. Yeah, I did do the standard linter. So in standard formatter. Okay, so anyway, so Harsh, you're saying I should go with ESLint then? Albie says, hi guys, new to the Free Code Camp community as well as coding in general. Still wrapping my head around a lot of it. Came a bit late to this live stream. Sorry for the noob question, but what would you use MaterialUI for? Okay, so with MaterialUI, basically it just provides us with a bunch of pre-made React components that are already styled in the material design style. So it really helps us save a lot of time because we don't have to style them ourselves, and instead we can just adjust them a little bit according to our needs. So that's what we use MaterialUI for. Also, since MaterialUI components go through testing, a lot of people use them. It's way more likely that their components would behave as they should in different environments, different browser device combinations. So that's why we would use something like MaterialUI. It's the same reason why you would use, let's say, Bootstrap, if you're familiar with that. It just provides you with a lot of style, a lot of design already there, so you don't have to worry about it, and it's pretty reliable. So, and also welcome to the Free Code Camp community. If you find these streams to be helpful, please come back and join us, contribute in the live chat, and ask as many questions as you like. And don't worry if you think it's a noob question. That's not a problem. I welcome any questions, so don't worry about that at all. All right. Oh, okay. Rook says Code School is having a free weekend this weekend. So awesome. So if anybody's interested in taking any courses, tutorials from Code School, check it out this weekend. Oh, okay, cool. So Harshit's explaining what I need to use in Atom. So if anybody else would like to do this as well, maybe I'm going to read out kind of what Harshit's saying. So basically, we're using ESLint in the project with standard JS rules. So what we need to do in our editor, and in this case I'm using Atom, is use ESLint with what I assume with standard JS rules, and that'll give us the same. So what we should use is the linter ESLint package. So we can check it out here. So we're linter ESLint. Sorry for this being really small. So let's check out linter ESLint and then install that. And okay, Harshit's actually pasted in the command. So you can install Atom packages from the command line if you like, as long as you downloaded APM. You can install it. So in this case, we just use the interface, the graphical interface for that. But either way will work. So I'm at the bottom of the live chat, so I'm not gonna wait and set this up, completely. But you can see it doesn't actually take that long. So I'm assuming that we're gonna have to put something in here for the rules to change it up. But that's what we will be using for future shows, assuming I can get it to run. Okay. Oh, okay, so Harshit's saying I should see automatically. Cool. I should probably disable some of the other stuff I'm using then, right? Do we... No, I shouldn't disable it? Okay. Alright, let's try it out then. Let's try it on this site. So, just add a semicolon. Okay, so I'm not getting anything yet. So Rook's saying restart the editor. Okay. Alright, so I'll try restarting the editor then later and then try that out. So anyway, thank you. Thanks everybody for watching and for all your great contributions in the live chat. Thanks Harshit for all the pull requests and everybody else who helped out on those issues, kind of discussing what we needed to do. I really appreciate all of your input, and I'll be back tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Okay, yeah, I don't think I have anything going on meeting-wise tomorrow, so it should be around 2 p.m. And yeah, so until then, have a great day, and yeah, see you tomorrow.